Internationale, and we're at Pandora, Vale de Pandora.
In Portugal.
When and how did the last Internationale form?
It was about 3 years ago in New York, and I had written a couple songs at the time, and I had a bassist and a drummer, and we were looking for a singer. And I heard her perform at a venue in New York. And as soon as I heard the voice, we all knew that was like the perfect voice for the band. We approached her, and after that, we went to the studio, and the rest is history.
Where do we draw our inspiration for music?
Dead people.
Dead people.
Yeah.
That was my answer the other day. Perfectly put, yeah. Our inspiration comes from dead people. Dead musicians and living human beings. Well, that aren't musicians.
How do you define your music?
Blues and boots.
Yeah.
That's the phrase of the tour. It's when in the reviews and everything, but it seems to be like some confusion around it. They don't know what it is, but it's very stripped down rock and roll. You know, we have our own sound, but you could tell right away it's very influenced by old blues music from like the 40s, 50s.
Oh, what's the blues?
Oh, what's blues and boots?
It's nothing that anyone hasn't done before. I'm not saying it's completely original. It's just how we describe it for ourselves. The boots are stomping out anything artificial and pedals and the raw sounds, getting to the radicalness and the rawness.
The heartbeat.
Yeah.
White Stripes, Kills, Dead Weather,
And others. Others.
I can see the similarities because the sound is it's also within, like, they're very influenced by blues musicians. The people who influence, I know at least Jack White, are the people that have directly influenced us. So we have the same musical influences as far as that's concerned. So the sounds that we create are naturally going to be within that kind of framework, the blues framework. So I can understand the similarities, but as far as sound is concerned, when people compare us, it's more of like a kind of a stylistic thing as opposed to an actual sound being matched. Because it's always followed by a but. Like, oh, you guys like the White Stripes, but you sound nothing like them. That's the phrase that we usually get. So we just take it as a compliment, but you know, the sound is completely different.
Your first tour in Europe, what's your feedback?
It's been great.
Very good, actually.
Yeah, better than expected. This is our first time.
It's much better than expected because we're a new band from New York, right? And we were wondering, oh man, are the promoters gonna do their job? Are they gonna promote the gig? What if there's nobody there? We have all these expenses to pay. But it was the complete opposite. Like before here, we were in Italy and the Netherlands, and just about every single gig was either completely full or almost full, depending on the night. And I was very amazed as to how there could be such a draw when there were no other bands on the bill. They didn't know us, they never played it before. But the promoters were really good at promoting like a garage rock or blues and boots band from New York, and it was just amazing how people here are more in tune with like new bands and they want to hear new bands coming out. Whereas in the US, it's a little bit difficult. You got to tour and tour in order to establish a fan base. Here, it was like the fan base had been established before we got here. That is the main difference between Europe and the US, and we're loving it here. It's incredible.
Portuguese being welcoming. Yeah.
Yes.
We only had 2 shows so far, and they were, oh no, 3
Three.
shows. And they were all very rowdy. Rowdier than I thought they'd be, like heckling us.
Well, heckling's a bad word.
No,
They weren't
heckling.
heckling us.
Well, one guy had this weird mop that he was shaking at me yesterday.
Okay, that kind of counts. Oh, because that's we played at Casa Viva last night.
Yeah, that was cool.
That could be considered heckling, I guess. There was this guy with a mop, he kept waving it at us. But in a good way, I guess he was like encouraging us to keep playing. Because we ended our set, and that's when the mop started waving, like, no, you're getting back up there, you know? So that was kind of interesting. What do you think? This is his first time in Portugal. We've been here before, so what's your whole experience here?
Well, I mean, I've only played 1 show so far with these guys, but it was like probably one of the best shows I've ever played in my life because the audience was immediately, there was no winning them over by the 3rd song or the 5th song. It was immediate. I mean, I punched into the rhythm, he did the guitar, and immediately people were moving. That's something that you don't get in Brooklyn, you know. People just sit there like this for the whole show, and they might love it, but they're still gonna go like this.
Yeah, until the end of the set. It takes time to warm up. Portuguese people, they go right into it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So Portuguese people are good. What can we expect from tonight's concert? It all depends on the crowd. But
We don't write set lists usually until we get to the place and see the people
See what you want.
feel out
and then
what we should do.
any one of us, but usually it's me, just totally rewrites the set list on stage. Starts going into a song, they look at you like, huh, is it, wait, this, okay, just follow him, and it usually happens. But as far as what can expect, the sound system is really good, so it should be pretty easy to play on that set. But each, it depends again on the crowd. Like last night, the crowd was, was a bit rowdy, so there tends to be less of a distinction between the stage and the crowd, and we started meshing in with the people were dancing around us. It just turned into this like everybody was just dancing, going nuts. But tonight there's a high stage, so you may not expect any of that, but we're counting on at least doing a lot of blues. I know that, but I don't know.
Some punk rock, one of our punk rocks. Yeah.
Maybe some punk rock. It's really no telling.
So odious, makes you so sick at heart that you can't take part. You can't impassively take part, and you gotta throw your bodies upon the wheels, upon the levers, upon all the apparatus, and you gotta make it stop.
Your parents are Portuguese, right?
Yes.
So how's the coming back home?
Oh, it's amazing. I haven't been here for years, so it's incredible. Things are more or less the same, with the exception of some of those towns that I've grown to love so dearly have been somewhat commercialized. Like Staples would come and move in, and the spot that used to be where I remember we used to go there to that little restaurant that was there in the corner, and now it's a huge shopping mall. I remember taking a train from, well, this is even longer ago. This happened probably much more than 4 years ago. But taking a train into Vienna, and I was enveloped by all these American corporations in this big shopping center. I'm like, I don't remember this being the train station. That's the negative side of the changes that occurred in Portugal, corporate globalization. But other than that, everything's pretty much more or less the same, and it's Portugal. I love it,
And you'll achieve your dreams. But look closer, sister, it's not at all